Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Prophetic Marriage Ministry channel. My name is Shannon, and if this is your first time, I want to welcome you to my channel. So the Lord gave me a prophetic word today. Well, he actually gave it to me a couple of weeks ago. And this is very interesting because he gave it to me by way of a song, and he wanted me to communicate with you all and let you know that this is how your kingdom spouse is feeling about you. When I read these lyrics, a lot of you are going to be like, oh my goodness, like this is how my spouse feels, or this is how I know they feel, or I can relate to certain parts of this song. This is a song by Cisco. And I was like, God, why did you give me Cisco? Like, this is not a Christian song. But God is like, I know it's not a Christian song, but this is how your spouse feels. This is what's going on right now. So this song is called Incomplete. And if you've been following this ministry and watched my previous video or my first video, then I've spoke about how in the study Bible, in the NIV study Bible, there's a passage saying that women, we complete the men because we are their rib. And so God gave me this song before I even found that passage in the NIV study Bible. So this was a confirmation, like, wow, I know that I'm hearing from God. So Incomplete by Cisco. So I'm just going to read on down and kind of elaborate on the different lines of the song. So it says, bright lights, fancy restaurants, everything in this world that a man could want. So if this is for you, your spouse is pretty much always on the go. He likes to hang out with his friends. He likes to do fun things. Like, he's a very spontaneous type of person, and he doesn't really sit still. Okay, so moving forward, I got a bank account bigger than the law should allow. Still, I'm lonely now. And your spouse, he may have a lot of money. He may be in high status. But after a while, God is saying that that's going to get old, and he's going to start to feel lonely. He or she. This could be for a woman as well. I'm sorry, this could be for a man as well. But being that I'm a woman, this is going to be from a woman's perspective. So if you are a man watching this, I don't know if this may resonate with you or not, but I can definitely see how this could resonate to a woman waiting on her male prodigal spouse, because my spouse, he's honestly that way, on the go. He likes to hang out, have fun. Maybe your prodigal spouse may be like that too. And after a while of hanging out, partying, having a good time, out in the streets or whatever, they will begin to feel lonely. And this is when God will be able to move in and deal with their hearts. Because if y'all know, God, he will come in when you at the lowest of the lows, when you feel like you have exhausted all options, when you feel like you have came to the end of yourself and you're done having fun and you're done doing whatever it is in the world that you wanted to do. That's when God is able to really get to your heart. So moving forward, pretty faces from the covers of a magazine, from their covers to my covers, want to lay with me. Fame and fortune still can't find, just a grown man running out of time. So basically, your prodigal spouse, he may be a little bit promiscuous, okay? And he's a grown man. And he feels like, I'm running out of time to find love. I'm out here playing around. I'm with all these different counterfeits. And I'm feeling lonely. This is getting old. And time is just ticking. And again, this is how God will be able to do his best work in your spouse's life, because this stuff is just going to get old to your spouse, and God is just waiting like, okay, are you done yet? Like, are you finished? So even though it seems I have everything, I don't want to be a lonely fool. All of the women, all of the expensive cars, all the money don't amount to you. So I can see, like, after looking at this part of the lyric, I can see how people who are rich and famous, they end up being depressed or anxious, because after having all that money, but you're not happy, or you don't have someone to settle down with, or you feel like extremely lonely and you just feel like you've done everything in the world, but it's just like something missing. And ideally, this is God. Like, we all need God. Okay, let's not idolize kingdom spouse. I'm just throwing that out there. We all need God. Having a kingdom spouse is a blessing, and it's God ordained for us to have a kingdom spouse, if that's the will that God has for your life. But yeah, it's saying like, although your kingdom spouse feels like he has everything, he don't want to be no fool. Like, okay, I got everything, but I'm going to bed at night and no one's laying beside me. Nobody's with me. I don't have anybody to share my life with. This is horrible. And this is when he's going to begin to think back on all the women that he's dealt with, and he's going to remember you. He's going to remember you, and he's going to remember all the good times. He's going to remember your character, how you were there for him, how you were the only one who like was praying for his butt, and just going out of your way to do what God has told you to do in obedience while you wait on this prodigal spouse. So all of the women, all of the expensive cars, all the money don't amount to you. Yep. So they're going to start to see this is not worth it. This right here is not worth it. I need to make amends with my kingdom spouse. I need to first get right with God, okay? Because they need to get right with God and then make amends with you. But for some people, it may be the opposite. They may make amends with you, and through the relationship with you, they may be inspired to get to know God more. I don't know how your specific journey is going to look, if someone is standing for an unsaved spouse or for a spouse who may be spiritually immature. I don't know how God is going to work it out for you. But if God has told you to stand for someone who is unsaved or spiritually immature, they will be saved. I don't know at what point, but just be obedient to what God tells you to do and how he wants you to deal with that particular situation. And so, moving forward, so I can make believe I have everything, but I can't pretend that I don't see. That without you, girl, my life is incomplete. Without you, girl, my life is incomplete. Yes, they can't pretend anymore. They can't act like they don't see you. They can't act like that you didn't matter to them. These spouses are about to see that you, us, we, is what they have been waiting on, what they have been needing. They've been running away from it because they've been wanting to party and have fun and live the good life and spend up their money or whatever they've been doing out in them streets. But he's going to say like, hey, I was crazy. I can't sit there and act like you were not the one for me anymore. I have came to the end of myself and you are the one I want. Amen. I feel God. I really feel God. Like off of this, off of these lyrics. And at first I was like, God, I don't know if I want to record this video and talk about this, but this is really resonating with my situation. And I know this is resonating with somebody else's situation. So moving forward, it says, your perfume, your sexy lingerie, after you get married. Girl, I remember it just like it was on yesterday. A Thursday you told me you had fallen in love. I wasn't sure that I was. You know how sometimes we can tell a man like, you know what? I think I love you, or I think that you feeling me or whatever. They may not have known that at first, or they may not have been aware of the fact that they loved you, but they're soon going to see like, I know, like I feel like I loved this woman. That's what I think about when I read this. It's been a year, winter, summer, spring, and fall, but being without you just ain't living at all. If I could travel back in time, I'd relive the days you were mine. So this is talking about the separation. While y'all are in separation, he's reminiscing on the good times, and he's like, dang, I should have really cherished her when I still had her in my life. And so it goes back to the chorus. Even though it seems I have everything, I don't want to be a lonely fool. All of the women, all of the expensive cars, all of the money don't amount to you. I can make believe I have everything, but I can't pretend that I don't see that without you, girl, my life is incomplete. And I already explained that, so we're going to move forward. The next part says, I just can't help loving you, but I loved you much too late. I'd give anything and everything to hear you say that you'll stay. So they are longing for you at this point. They are longing to hear your voice, longing to reconnect with you, longing to talk to you again. I don't know what stage you may be in this separation, but your spouse will eventually feel this way. And the chorus again, even though it seems like I have everything, I don't want to be a lonely fool. So he's just like really thinking like, man, I do not want to be stupid and crazy. Like I need to go get this lady. All of the women, all of the expensive cars, all of the money don't amount to you. So your kingdom spouse is now realizing like all of this stuff does not amount to the woman that I had, this stuff doesn't mean anything compared to the type of love I could have with this woman. All of the women, all of the expensive cars, all of the money don't amount to you. You can have it all. I can make believe I have everything, but I can't pretend that I don't see. And it says, just give me my baby. So he's really waiting on you. Like, they are really like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I want this woman. I need her. We need to reconnect. That without you, girl, my life is incomplete. And that's basically the course all the way down. Without you, girl, my life is incomplete. As long as the Lord is leading me, as long as the Lord is on my side and, blessing me and taking care of me, I will be patient in this wait. And I have a very strong feeling that it's not. So my camera died, but I was just trying to say that I have a very strong feeling that the wait is not going to last long. And I just want you all to be encouraged. And do not idolize your kingdom spouse. Please do not idolize this man or this woman, because if you do, then God cannot give them to you, because as soon as you get them, you're just going to leave God in the dust, and he don't want you to leave him in the dust, okay? But thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. If you resonate with anything that was said in this video, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought about this video. And I will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.